Hey everyone, I'm going to do a little learning session. Learn with me and hope I can teach you something. Now, some of you guys may or may not know, I just recently had a birthday a week ago, 2 weeks ago, April 30th, whatever. One of the gifts I got from Mother Goose and the boys was a really cool cigar humidor. Now, I'm not some fancy cigar connoisseur, but I do enjoy a good cigar on weekends. And around here, there's not a place to go get cigars. So when I go somewhere, I'll buy a few and I want to store them. And there's several ways to do it. I know a guy that keeps them in his refrigerator. I have here a little humidor that they got me for Christmas, but I'm starting to outgrow that thing. So let me show you what they got me. I'm going to show you the little one too. So here is my little travel humidor slash garage humidor. I just refilled it. I overfilled it a little bit. It tripped. One of the things I used to do before I did some reading is I would take a wet sponge and I would wipe the whole thing down just to dampen it up a little bit, and then I would leave the wet sponge in there, and that should have kept it humid. But what I didn't know until recently is that will damage the cedar. So don't do that. If you've read it, don't do it. It's not right. If you also notice, there's no hygrometer in there, but we have greatly upgraded. One of the other things I learned is Mother Goose asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I found a humidor that I really liked. It had a glass front on it, put everything on display. And when this one came, the first thing I noticed was it wasn't a glass top. And I kind of asked her about it, and she told me, and I ended up looking it up later, the glass tops are not good for cigars. They're good for displays on cigars that are for sale. They're not going to be there long. They're not going to be a shelf life. These, the glass actually hurts the process. I didn't know that. Did you know that? So you want to see this thing? Size comparison. I'd say we stepped up a little bit. Open her up. Man, it's heavy. There you see my hygrometer. There is the humidifier. Part of the seasoning process is a shot glass of distilled water. Then you fill, instead of using water like I've done in the past, you fill the actual humidifier with humidor solution. It's a mixture of propylene glycol and ultra distilled water. But I also learned that it's more than just filling your humidifier and letting it sit. You have to season it. You have to cure it. I got these seasoning wipes. You literally wipe the entire thing down, and then you have to calibrate your hygrometer. That was a fun process to learn. Basically, you put a little plastic dish with a teaspoon of table salt in it. You moisten it just so it's damp, not so it's wet, and you put it in a Ziploc bag with a hygrometer next to it for about 6 hours. And then it'll go to 70% humidity. Then it's now calibrated. Then you can put it in your humidor. So we started this process last night. We got everything set up. I'm telling you, this thing's neat. This thing's going to hold some cigars. I'm excited about it. There you go. I just re-wiped it down with the seasoning wipes. That's why it looks damp in spots. But there you go. If you ever went out and bought a humidor and just threw cigars in it, that's why your cigars are stale. Hope that helps. Like, follow, share to people you know. Follow me over on the Tube of the Use. There's a link in the bio.